GTKE, we in this bitch for the whole new episode. We got Adriana Maya in the building. Adriana, how you
Hey.
feeling?
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here.
Word. So you're a Tacoma vet? Are you Tacoma or
Yeah.
Seattle?
Tacoma, yeah.
Tacoma?
I went to like Jenny Reed Elementary, so I'm like deep
What high
in
school you go to?
I actually didn't. I wasn't allowed, I should say, to go to high school in Tacoma. I got in a little bit of trouble, so
Word.
I ended up going to Rogers High School in Puyallup
Rogers and
instead.
Puyallup. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's still, you know what I'm saying, right
Yep.
there. You know what I'm saying? You heard since you brought up Puyallup, you heard of the rapper Lil Cito?
Yes, I have. I've been checking out him and Mike Jack a lot
Okay.
recently.
Yeah. We had Mike Jack on the show for sure.
Yeah, I saw
And then
that.
Lil Cito been tapped in, man. We've been showing bro love because a lot of people be
Yeah.
hating on bro. So we like, bro, for what? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we took like as far as Tacoma, Seattle don't gotta claim them, but the town, like that's us.
Hell
Why not?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like why would we not?
The thing is, I think people, we were talking about it earlier, but I think people just kind of jock on people from Tacoma because everything's a little more natural with
Yeah.
us. Like, it's just the vibe that we put out.
Yeah, right. Vibe, natural swag, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're not really
Yeah.
pressed about certain shit when it comes to certain
Exactly.
shit. So it'd be like that. We're gonna jump straight into the tea. So Adriana, you're in the porn industry.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So what age would you say like you jumped in like type
Right
shit?
at 18. My birthday's April 2nd, so we graduate in June. So I graduated June 2014, and I was shooting for Bang Bros by July.
By July.
Yeah.
Damn, it's like a month later.
Yeah.
But okay, so where do you make how does that like where do you even sign up to do some shit like this shit type shit?
At 18, oh my God, I can't believe, I've never said this in an interview before, but there used to be this thing called like sexy jobs.
Yeah.
It's like Craigslist, but for like hoes and shit.
Right.
And so, you can find like bachelor party stuff, stripping stuff, waitressing stuff, like at clubs.
It's a website called what?
Sexy jobs. I don't know if
Word.
it's still around, but 2014, that shit was big.
Okay.
And I just saw an ad, I guess, and I reached out to them. The person who posted it, who's my now agent of Hussy Models, he ended up calling me, but I was smoking with my friends and stuff, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? He's like, you applied to do porn, you want to come down? I was like, oh shit, like hell yeah, I'm about to do that. And I was supposed to go down to Miami for 2 weeks, and I ended up staying for like a year.
Worse. You're 18.
Yeah.
You get this call. Mm-hmm. Well, so was it like a tape that you sent in or?
No, you just had to like fill out a little, your age, your height, if you have any tattoos, like shit like that, like any marks or anything.
Word.
But other than that, really, you just send in like normal photos, and if they think you're cute, like they'll pick you.
And it's up like that. So when you touched down in Miami, was it like a what do you call it? Like a audition type of thing?
Not necessarily. There's a documentary on Netflix. It's called Hot Girls Wanted. It's about the porn industry, specifically the agency that I started with is the one that's represented in it.
Word.
So I ended up moving into like a model house. It's like a sorority house for like porn stars, pretty much, and you all work, you all live there until everyone kind of gets, their feet under them and shit, and you know what you're doing, and it's pretty fucking crazy.
So wait,
Like,
in this house, right? What's going down in this house? Is it like college?
yeah, and what's fucked up is I didn't go to like normal college. I skipped that part and went straight to porn, but it felt like a sorority house, like
Word.
crazy drama. You have all different ages though. That's the only thing. So I had girls who were fresh 18 like me, but then I also had women who were there that were in their like late 40s and shit, like doing
Word.
MILF work, like wild.
Hey, was the Cougars hating though? Like, what was they on? Like, was it some
Honestly,
cool Cougars?
I
Like,
think-
come here, girl. Let me put you on game.
Like they
And
want
then-
they want to like corrupt you or something.
right, break you in type shit, right?
Hell yeah. Like
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's hot, but
Word.
like I could definitely see where some people are warded off by that.
Word.
For sure.
So, like, did you have a specific OG where you like shout out to her because she put game on the
Yes.
nigga? Like, she gave me ism type shit.
I did. And it's actually kind of funny because she had just started pretty recently to when I started, but her name is Julie K.
Word.
And she's like the big sister I never had. Very weird because we fuck and stuff. But like, she literally is like the big sister I never had. She's amazing. She's gorgeous. And like the way this woman carries herself, it's like, mwah, amazing. I love it.
What would you say like is the highlight of like what she taught you like that just stood out? Like if she taught you anything that just stood out, what is it?
So I'm so sorry to be like so brash, but I was supposed to be doing an anal scene and I was really nervous about it because it was J-Mac, his dick is huge, and she just kind of looked at me and was like, don't be a bitch, like you're a porn star, you got this. And ever since that day, that's all I tell myself and I kill it. So,
Word.
yeah, it's worked. Shout out to Julie.
Dope. That's dope shit. So like, okay, so jumping into porn,
Yeah.
like what moment do you think like or feel like I'm a porn star? Like, is it levels to it to where it's like, okay, this is porn school, like you said.
Yeah.
And then you got like, when is it like, oh, I just got down with Mr. Marcus. It's official type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it like that? Or
it is true. I think there are levels to it. I think people who got in around my time, 2014, we kind of respect the hierarchy or the whorearchy, as we call it, per se. Like, for example, Riley Reid is at one level. Tiana Trump is at one level. And then you have women who maybe even like me, Julie K, Arabelle Raphael, Gemini, you know, like women like that who they are porn stars, but we're not at like the top star level. And I'm okay with that because I think it's good to have people to look up to and like your careers and stuff. I really do, especially with our careers. I feel like everyone gets really hard on themselves and they kind of get a little catty. So I think it's good when you can have people that you kind of admire in their work.
No, for sure. Like I think that's in every world you go into.
Hell yeah.
Whether it's The Office,
yeah,
goddamn it,
sure.
the Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, there's gonna be a hierarchy system of how you level and wake up. So in porn, what would you say is the ranking? How do you go about the ranking system in porn? Like,
okay,
is the freakiest shit you do makes you the top tier, or is it just like you grab your nuts and stump? Like,
there is a correlation with you doing like real wild shit and getting like stardom very fast.
Right.
But I do think that part of it is really the opportunities you get and the people that you're constantly like surrounded with. You know, they kind of become your group. Like Reality Kings and Bang Bros. Those are more so like normal, very notable, you know, like worldwide known, but you would think of Brazzers as like a step up. So there's plenty of women who are like contracted with like Bang Bros, Reality Kings, and that's amazing. Good luck on your contracts. Congrats to you girls. But being contracted with like Brazzers, that's a step up. Like that's just amazing. Or Vixen, something like that. I think it's definitely what you accomplish, the sites you can get on. If you get any porn awards, that's huge. People say they're bought, but I think that shit matters. So
what do those contracts look like? Like a Brazzers versus a Bang Bros or something like? What are those? What's the difference?
Pretty much you get like a year is what the general one they'll do. And it's an exclusive contract. So you're only shooting with that company, but they give you X amount of scenes guaranteed. And as long as you uphold your contract, you get to go to all their promo parties. You're used as one of the main people on their sites. You get all the merch drops and stuff. Like it's a lot of free promo that comes with it. But I guess the downside would be that you are locked into that one company. So
for that year.
Yeah. So if you're like really popping, you could be kind of selling yourself short by doing that.
Word.
Yeah.
Now, do you think like longevity, like a year doesn't seem, and you know, years go like weeks nowadays. So like, is it smart to strategically go into a contract like that for a year just to get popping, just to swoop through there and be like, okay, once I'm status wise move, I'm gonna make this next move? Or is it like, there's shit that can happen to where it doesn't really play out like that?
You know what? I think it is smart to try and lock in a contract if you can. It's not offered as often as people might think. Like when you get the opportunity, I think it's super smart to weigh out your options. But me personally, hell yeah, I do that shit. Like something about being one of the faces of a porn company just brings you so much more traffic. It really like turns it up a notch.
So like, where's the switch happen? So like, let's say you like how you said you signed with I forgot what's it?
Oh, Hussey. Yeah.
Hussey. Okay, so let's say you come in with Hussey.
Yeah.
You haven't hit. Was it a year contract with you?
I actually, with your agencies, they technically work for you.
Okay.
So pretty much you get in a general contract. Mine, we don't do it by the year. It's just until I cancel pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of girls will do a year, just a basic. You pay 10 to 15% to your agent for booking it for you.
Okay.
But then you pretty much do everything on your own. You know, they're talking to the companies and getting you the bookings, but you got to perform. You're going on set by yourself. So really, if you fuck it up, like that's it.
Okay.
Like they'll actually ask you to leave.
So kind of like in music, you might get a manager and he gets
Yeah.
what is it called, finder's fee or booker's fee.
Yes, exactly.
So it's the same thing. And
Yeah.
okay, and then they kind of shopping your content around. Look, you feel me? And then you get to the big leagues, like you said.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then this where the contracts coming in and lock you in. So what's a sweet deal look like? Okay, so we got the 1 year contract looking like that.
Yeah.
What does a big major contract look like?
I would say if you get signed by one of the main companies, like that oversees the porn companies. So there's different companies that are like
would
their
the hub
bosses,
be one of those?
Yeah, pretty much their hubs. Yeah, so
Like
Pornhub,
Okay.
they are actually owned by a group who
word.
also owns a couple of different porn companies. So you won't necessarily be contracted by the owners of everything, but if you're in good standing with them, they can have you involved in 10 different things under their belt, you know? And it's fire. Like you really got to know how to like play your cards right and how to talk to people, because I think a lot of people get a little caught up in how exciting it is, and you don't really think about what you're giving up and what you're getting sometimes.
So look, how it sound, I'm looking at this shit like the rap game. So like, as soon as you get signed, right?
Yeah.
Do you have an image in your head like, okay, I'm about to go this way like this? Whether it be I'm about to upgrade the titties or I'm out to be hardcore in this category. This is my section over here. They got that over there, the oiled. I'm about to be in the titty section or some shit like that. Like, do you have that in your head?
You gotta find a niche. You got to.
Right,
I know girls who have done porn for maybe a year and they're doing hardcore DPs, like that's what they do. And I know girls who've been in for like 20 years and they've never stuck a finger in their ass and they're making bank. Like it's really about what works for you, and you gotta really build it with your fan base, you know, find out what they want from you, because those are the people who are buying for your shit, you know?
Right. So fan base wise, like, okay, so let's say I can only correlate the two between artists and porn, right? So being an artist, we got YouTube, we got all the shits, and then we got the analytics behind the scenes. So with the agent, can you see your analytics, or do they look at it for you and then kind of analyze like where you should go and what to do?
So if you have stuff, some agencies have their own like porn sites and stuff. So in that sense, you definitely can, or even a lot of agencies actually will get like reviews, or, you know, just they want to hear how it was from other performers and stuff. But that'll more so be like a them thing that they know. So they know how to like pair you up. A lot of things aren't like talked about, unfortunately. So you could not hit with a company and they could just be like, nope, you know, we're never going to shoot you again, and that's it. Like, you don't really get to hear the feedback unless you're, like, looking at comments and stuff. And even then, that's all from fan perspective, you know. It's not the people who you're actually on set with, unfortunately.
Now, do you get to pick and choose, like, who you're on set with, or is it just, like...
sometimes.
Or they just, you know, we got A, B, and C. Which way you want to go?
Sometimes. When I first started, you do ghosties, like for modeling.
So what's it called? Ghosties?
Yeah. So you'll go to like a company and you'll meet with like their office manager. They'll take pictures of you clothed. They'll take pictures of you naked. They ask you your do's and don'ts, things like that, just to kind of get a feel for your personality. But when I was doing that at a big company, the lady was very serious when she said, you know, you're gorgeous, but you are mixed. So I'm sure you'd love to work with a black guy, but everyone else is going to want to see you with a white guy. So you're just going to have to pick from them. So in that sense, I got to pick from the white dudes, I guess. But yeah, they're really flippy floppy about who you get to work with sometimes.
So like backtracking to where you said you go into these places, they do you clothed and they do you unclothed. How comfortable is these like settings? Like, is it cool? Like, okay, does it get weird sometimes? Like, what the
For
fuck? You feel a
me,
little bit funny a little bit sometimes.
oh God, I'd say I'm cool with it most of the time.
Okay.
I think I'm just so open fluidly. It doesn't really faze me anymore to be like
Was that
naked
a
in front
build
of
up
anyone at
thing though?
all.
Like, did you have to build to that?
Oh
Like,
no.
oh, you
Like
instantly was off
yeah,
that.
everyone who knows me before porn saw my tits, saw my pussy.
Word.
I had so many people tell me, they're like, like I was not shocked to find out you did porn. I was like, thank you. Like, it makes me
Okay.
feel better. So I don't think it's that weird, but I do think that there are times where you're just on set with like two dudes or like a gang of dudes, like, and it's like 10 dudes.
Damn.
And like, I don't think anything's gonna happen, but I'm sure for like new people, that is very overwhelming.
Damn. Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. So that we on let's take it back prior,
Yeah,
right?
you're
So
good.
what was Adriana doing prior to porn?
Ooh. Oh no.
Prior to that 18th birthday graduation, what were you on? What were you doing? What
I
going
was
on?
working at a church camp.
Church camp.
And I was like super active in youth group. I played volleyball. I always smoked weed, but yeah, I've pretty much been wild for forever. I was partying, like the classic church girl stick, like church on Sundays, raging on Saturday. Like that was my life. I loved it.
Why you think that is though? Why are church girls freaky as hell? Why is that?
You know what? I think part of it is like the underlying, it's wrong, but it's fun and it's naughty and it
Right.
makes you feel like you're like cool, I guess. Because in church, you're so wrapped up in God and like what's being fed to you and stuff. A lot of times, especially when you're young, I don't think you build your own opinion on it. So when you finally start branching out because it feels so wrong, it feels like even better for sure.
Hell yeah. Now in high school, like, was this something you always see yourself doing? Like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking going for porn. As soon as this shit's over done with, I'm going the porn route. Or like, did you have miscellaneous jobs and shit? Like, what was your first job?
I worked at camps. I worked at
camp.
Yeah, I worked at church camp. I worked at like McDonald's. I worked at Cold Stone. I worked at the Y.
Word.
Like, yeah, wild. Very, very night and day with career choices.
Right.
But I was always wild. I was very open sexually. Again, I was always like flashing people or like streaking or something. I just love being naked. Like, I don't know why. So I don't think it was that off the wall for me.
Okay.
I remember a birthday party. I think it was like my friend Rosie's 16th birthday party. We're all wasted around a fire. Her mom has a camera and she's like asking us like what we're gonna do and stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna be a porn star.
No way.
Like,
No way.
And everyone's
You said
like,
it?
what? Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah,
both
it's
said it.
horrible. My boyfriend at the time reminds me anytime he talks to me, he's like, look at the porn star. You called it. Like, thank you.
That's funny as shit. Now, growing up Tacoma around them times, like, how do you remember it? Was it as like crazy as it is now? Is this just the normal? You know what I mean? To me, growing up Tacoma was kind of like, I guess it was always like something, but it's like now it's like, you know what I'm saying?
I think, especially like you said, growing up here, it's always been something. But I do think that now it's like on 10. I don't know what's in the water with these kids nowadays, which is crazy because I never imagined myself being one of those people like, oh, these kids are fucking crazy. But that's exactly how I feel. I'm 27, but like mentally 55. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, shit's wild. All the dispensary robberies. And I'm like, y'all don't remember when we had to buy weed from the weed man? Like, can we not fuck this up for us?
Tripping. He's tripping.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure. So like dating wise, right? What's the DMs looking like for Adriana?
Oof.
What is it looking like?
They're a little crazy. My DMs are wild. I am shocked sometimes by some of the people who like will reach out to me and stuff. Especially because I'm not out there like that. Like, I do porn, but I'm not like posting on IG every day. I'm not, like, I'm not flashy or nothing like that. If anything, I'm like the homie. So I get very shocked when people slide in my DMs for sure.
Is it more so like people you grew up with, like, oh my God, I just seen you on fucking
Yeah,
X video.
when I first started, I had a weird amount of that. I had like weird messages. This dude Ziggy, you fucking weirdo Ziggy, he messaged me and was like, I had a dream that we were hooking up, blah blah blah, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like my whole life that I've known this kid, me and this nigga don't like each other. But I'm like, but now that I do porn, you're dreaming of fucking me. Okay, like, yeah, right.
Now is it on that? Is it on that like on the level of like the guy you never? Who always curved you?
Oh my God, yeah.
And then now all of a sudden, like, nigga, hold up. Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
like, fine dudes that I know. I have older sisters. I'm the youngest of 3. So, of course, like, I've always been around older dudes that my sisters were with.
Right.
And them, you know, dudes I've always thought were fine my whole life. I see them now and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are you hitting on me? Like, you knew me when I was, like, not that. Like,
Hell no.
but it's cool. I don't know. I fuck with normal people. Like, I don't really fuck with, like, dudes in the industry or anything like that. I like normal people. So a normal person, I'd say, would definitely have a better chance. So maybe they should reach out.
You single right now?
I have, like, 2 boyfriends.
2? Ooh,
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, because I do porn and I travel so much, I live between a few different places. And so my relationships kind of understand, like, when we're together, and when we're not, we're not. And I'm not pressed about anything, so, like, they can do them.
So, like, the 2 places you stay, you got a boyfriend. So, would that be here in LA or, like, a different place?
Oh, here in Miami.
Here in Miami?
Yeah.
Where? And so, like, how does this, I'm pretty sure niggas, see, it's probably different for women, but I feel like dudes kind of, it seems like it would be a smooth sailing. Like,
yeah, it is. There's never really any issues. And I think part of that is just because I don't bullshit. Like, I don't, you know, I have no reason to lie. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to know something, I'll tell you. If you don't ask. Like, so for me, it's worked out. But I think part of that is just because I'm very blunt and like kind of harsh, I guess, with like what a realist I am. So I don't feel the need to like sugarcoat anything. I'll just tell you, you know.
So far, has it been like separation? Like, has it been a moment, or will it be a moment where you're like, let's all come together for one time, my birthday.
Oh my God, I wish. If I could have like endless partners, I would. I think the poly lifestyle is definitely for me. I love sharing. I think it's so hot. Oh my God, I love it. I'm getting so excited just talking about it. But no, I think it's hot and I think it's fun to be able to like open up with your partners like that.
Right.
I understand with bunch of males like that probably won't work because they can only do so much with like one me. But I also love women, so if I could bring like girlfriends in and stuff, we can all have a fucking party. I would love it. I would love it. Oh my God, it would be amazing.
That sounds awesome.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds amazing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out them. They be holding. So how long would you say this? What do you call that?
My little
Try.
Yeah, I'd say it's a triangle, but there's like more. there's more people. It's like an octagon, I guess. The longest one is 4 years, and the newest one is 1 year. So pretty good. Yeah.
So how does one approach you, right? Okay, so you said you more so for guys that's not in the industry.
Yeah. So that flashy shit don't work for me.
Okay.
I think it's cool. Like, money's amazing. I think it's cool if you can spend your money on all those shit you want. That's amazing. Right. For me, though, I think a lot of dudes think because I do porn that I would be, like, more materialistic and shit. And I'm just not. Like, it's cool, but, like, that's not me. Yeah. And so I have guys who try to approach me on like some like trick shit almost. Like they'll be trying to do like all this and I'm like, that's dope, but I'm not pressed about you still. So I don't know what you want to do about this, but I'm not.
But how do they approach? Is it more so in the DM? Is it like seeing you out in traffic like, oh shit, that's Adriana?
I would say traffic is crazy. If I'm in Tacoma, oh my God, I don't know what, I can look the ratchetest. We got to talk about the standards in Tacoma, guys, okay? Because there are times when I'm like, I'm cute. I do not look cute 99, 100%, not even in that range. Like, I'm not cute like that much. So the fact that I get hollered at no matter what I look like is wild.
That'd be the thing, though. See, females think they need all this extra ass shit. They don't. Niggas love the natural.
You know what I think it is?
It's
my ass. I'm gonna say it. I think that what they say about like a girl could just have like a fat ass and it makes her like prettier. I hella think that shit's true. Or, like really nice tits. I agree.
Ass helps, but just being comfortable in your natural skin is just
fair. That's fair.
For me. So okay. We're talking about the DMs and everything.
Yeah.
Have you dated like somebody out the DMs?
Yes.
Word. How'd he come at you? We gotta walk us down. Like how'd it come at Adriana in the DMs? I wanna hear that.
He was a chef, and I'm a pothead, so I'm pretty sure he said something to me along the lines of like, I'll make you like this dish or I'll make you something. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, I'm down. And I remember I went to meet him. We got really drunk together. We did anal.
Word.
And then I was like, is this love? Is this like what happens when you
first night?
First night.
Word. Who presented the anal though?
Me.
Word. You like put it in my ass?
I don't know what happened. Like it was not cool, but I did it. And I love anal. That's the thing. It sneaks up on you when you want to do it, you know?
Word.
But yeah, I think he just offered to cook for me. And like, I was like, bet. And I slid and he did cook for me. And then I stayed the night and we were together for like 3 years.
3 years. So how does shit like that end? Would it be like along the lines of like I'm trying to change you, like essentially like okay, I want you to quit what you're doing. Let's just live the happy life.
Want us to change.
Word.
Yeah. It's wild too because this has always been me. So people who know me from before or whatever, like I said, no one's really surprised that I do this. Like everyone's like, yeah, that's pretty on the fucking money. Like if you're flashing your tits to everyone, you may as well be getting paid for it, bitch. Like, and I can't dance, so I can't be a stripper. Like so porn was my literal only option. Yeah. Damn, now I'm thinking about that. That got me caught up. I'm like, damn, how does it end? People really just, I think they almost get overwhelmed when they are with you. You know, you get like a firsthand look at all the attention your partner's getting. And if you follow them on social media, like it might be a little overbearing after a certain point.
But if you come in as a fan, it's like, what do you expect?
I think it's,
you know what I'm saying? You came in.
It's like an underlying hater thing.
Okay,
you know, like they're kind of like jealous. Maybe you're getting so much attention or even just the money because it's so on, you know. It is very hard, I think, for we call it civilians, like we're in the military, but I do think it's hard for civilians to like adjust
civilian
to
casualty.
Yeah,
he's out of there.
Literally dating a porn star. That's exactly what it is, a civilian casualty.
Okay, so porn life, right?
Yeah.
How did the family take it when you first made that crossover?
Ooh, my dad verbatim was like, it's got to be someone's daughter. And I was like, yeah.
I'm expecting to.
Yeah,
it was going to happen.
Yeah, he's like, it's got to be someone. So I don't know. And then my mom cried.
Word.
I didn't see it, which is good because I'm like not good with people when they're emotional. Like I would have been like, what the fuck?
Not that it matters. Who's black and white on your parents' side?
Come on, my dad.
Dad's black
from Tacoma. Yeah, my dad's black.
And then mom's is white. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. And so I guess my mom cried. But again, I've always been wild. So I think after everyone like thought about it, like really, they were like, you know what, like she's fine.
And you
like,
said you got sisters, so pops is looking at it like, damn, I had 3 daughters, so shit, somebody gotta.
My oldest sisters, one is a stripper.
Oh, word.
So yeah, we all kind of got into like different forms of sex work, which is actually like crazy to think about.
Word.
But yeah, I think I definitely was the most obvious pick to be in like the sex industry.
Who's the wildest out of the sisters?
Oh, me, for sure.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah, I'm the youngest. I have the wildest attitude.
So even sis that strip be like, your ass is crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's because her and I are actually so close in age.
Right.
We weren't allowed at the same schools because we were known to like gang up on people who had a problem with us.
Word.
Yeah, as you should with your siblings.
Yeah,
like ride for your family.
You stepping shit.
Yeah.
So like, when did you leave? You said 18. You left to Miami, right?
Yeah. Well, but I stayed in Miami for about a year, and I didn't come back like to town at all until I think I was like the cover of Bang Bros for something like a maid shoot. And I had so many people. Like, people knew, but that, me being the cover of Bang Bros, was like all hell broke loose.
Right.
I had random people like, oh my God, so good at seeing you on Bang Bros. You looked amazing. And I'm like, whoa, we were in 5th grade together. That's crazy. Like, what the fuck?
So money-wise, right? What is it mama, we made it money, or is it like, shit, we getting there type shit, like on the up and down?
Honestly, it fluctuates, and it depends on what you're doing. So for studios, when you're starting, for a woman, you could make between like 500 to like 1,000. That's like a starting rate when you first get in. Yeah, for one scene when you first get in. But it's fucked up because it's like at a restaurant, you add on things and the price goes up. So say the guy's gonna give you a cream pie or something like that, they'll pay you for that. Like, you get a little tally. So when you first start, it's okay. Like, it's better than minimum wage or anything like that, and it's way faster money. But I do think that unless you get like a handle on things, that shit dries up quick. Yeah. Especially if you don't find a niche like we were talking about earlier. You got to find your lane to like get in. And if you don't, you could be stuck at that like base price for a very long time, unfortunately. I know top stars who make like 5 to 10K a scene.
Damn.
Yeah, so they're banking on.
So how the fuck do you get there? Like, what is the difference? Because it's all sex, right?
Yeah, all sex. But part of it is the fan recognition. If companies are getting actual requests for you, because there's plenty of people who go on Pornhub or YouPorn, XVids, all that shit, to look up someone, and you're watching those videos for free, and you don't really think that it's going to benefit the performer, but really those tube sites can help you because the parent companies will see that you're getting a lot of clicks and they'll bring you in. Or you get a lot of people who've worked with you before, and they're like, okay, do you have anyone specific you want to work with? And you suggest a name enough times, those companies will pick people up. So really, you could help out all your homies if you want to, if everyone isn't so fucking green.
So speaking of which, is there a specific performer you love working with?
Oh my God, yeah, there's so many. Fuck. Oh God. There's Jamie Marley. I love her. We've done so many like twin scenes and stuff, and I think that's so fun. Especially because when people see us like in person together, they're like, "Wait, are you guys actually sisters?" And we're like, "We had sex." Like, that would be incest. Like, of course not. So she's amazing. I love Nat Turner. He's amazing. He's so sexy and fine, and he's like an OG in porn. Ooh, I love him. Yeah, Nat Turner. He's fine. Mwah. Oh, and Kendra Lust. Those titties. Amazing. Oh, my God. She had him in my face, and I was like, ah. It was so cool.
Yeah. You ever work with Brian Pumper?
I haven't. Brian Pumper, Mr. Marcus.
Get an egg cracked on your head by Brian?
Yeah. I want, all those iconic people, Prince, Yashua and shit. I want to work with them. I want him to, like, flip me over and put me in a full Nelson or something. Like, that'd be hot.
I met Brian like once,
a lot of them
twice, just like random in Hollywood, just some random shit.
That is so cool.
King Dingaling, we was on that with him. Like, what's good? He was fucking with him. Like, yeah.
That is so awesome.
Nah, yeah, real shit.
Yeah.
So, like, do you like working with men or like women better? Like, when it comes to that?
I'm so bisexual, so it doesn't matter to me. But I do think that the men are easier because if I go on set with a guy, 9 times out of 10, he wants to fuck women. So it'll be a good scene. But you can be on set with 100 girls and one of them actually likes pussy. So it can get tense. Like, girl scenes are only fun if the girl like is actually into girls. So I would definitely say guys have to be it for sure. And something about just taking dick is beautiful. Like, you don't have to do a lot of work. You're just like enjoying it. I love that.
So you get to pick. So do you get to pick and choose? Like, okay, I'm ready to do squirt scenes, or I'm ready to do anal, or like you said that. What did you call it? The list. It was like a yes list.
Yeah, your yes and no list.
Yes and no.
Or your do's and don'ts, pretty much. And so you'll go over it beforehand. Usually before a scene, a company will have like the script and they'll tell you, we need X, Y, and Z. Are you okay with that? You'll okay it. And once they give you the okay, then it goes into, okay, you know what we need from you. What would you like to happen in this scene? Do you want to get slapped? Do you want to get choked? Do you want them to spit in your mouth or all that crazy shit? And sometimes you get to choose that. There are some scenes where, it's like very scripted and you have to follow it to a T. And so that kind of sucks. But most of the time you can just kind of, as long as your partner's okay with it, you can kind of do what you want. So I like those scenes.
Has there been any awkward moments on set to where it's like awkward?
Yeah.
What?
I had an anal scene. It was a double anal. So a girl, or excuse me, not double anal, not 2 dicks in my ass. Not yet. I'm so sorry. But it was 2 girls. Both of us were getting fucked in the ass by the same guy together. Right. And porn stars do a lot of anal prepping. So you stretch your ass, you clean yourself out, obviously, like stuff like that. So
it's not just the jewel, the little...
Yeah.
Put this motherfucker in there, you're good to go.
Sometimes we start with the jewel, but I promise you, before this scene, there was like hours of prep, starving yourself. Like, it's serious. But the girl I was on set with was having trouble cleaning herself out.
Word.
And so... there was a point, the guy is fucking her in the ass. I'm on my knees because it's going to come out of her ass and come in my mouth. And as soon as it came out of her ass, we got the cameras. I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I immediately got up, had a little freak out and was like, we're supposed to be professional. What the fuck is this shit? And granted,
it was like full blown. She just let cut loose type shit, or it's just like, damn.
Yeah, and part of the issue is when you're cleaning yourself out, you're pumping water and air. Right. So unless you take enough time to get it out, you could start your scene, and the guy could pull out. And it's like a plunger. It's like sucking everything. So that's pretty much what happened.
Booty bomb about to tick, 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 boom.
Yup, not cool. And the guy was horrified. I was horrified. So we had to break, clean up, restart. But that was fucked up.
So squirting, right? What the fuck? Okay, so...
Is it pee? Is it not?
Exactly. There's too many shits going around. It's like, okay, what the fuck is squirt? And then prepping for squirt. Because I was watching something that was like, you guys got to drink Pedialyte. Is that true?
Yes. It's because it's ultra hydrating and stuff. Okay. And it's also, our scenes are usually, I would say, to shoot them could be on average anywhere from an hour to 3 to 4 hours. If
a little bit more time.
Yeah, because they're moving... lights around. They want to make sure the angles are good. Right. But then also you have to stay hydrated for sure. Because I've seen girls, they do really intense squirt scenes, but they kind of fuck up on the hydration and you get woozy and pass out and shit. Shit. It's
bitches passing out with the squirt. That was my last straw.
And I'm like, oh man. And so I'm really careful about that. I don't do a lot of squirt scenes just because I don't like them trying to force it. I think if it can happen naturally and you can just do it, that's amazing. Yeah. But a lot of times they try to force it and the guy might not know what he's doing, the angle could be fucked up and you're just like, this shit ain't gonna work. I don't know if you know, but this shit ain't gonna work.
So would you say that right there is the fucking stigma of a squirt being female ejaculate versus urine? Because if it's forced, I would think it would be urine.
Yes.
If it's natural, female ejaculate.
That's the kicker. They've had so many people weigh in on this, but I've personally seen girls go to the bathroom before a scene. They pee, they go to the scene, they're still drinking water, they're doing the scene, and the liquids will look different. It'll, and the girl afterwards will have to pee, but they'll still be like, no, it's pee. And I'm like, I don't know at this point. Me personally, I don't know. I know I'm not peeing myself when I do it, or at least that's not the sensation I'm getting.
So when you squirt, it feels like female ejaculate.
Yeah, it feels insane. It feels like the most intense orgasm, but it's instead of you getting kind of sticky or whatever, it just comes out. It's insane.
Right.
I don't get it. Like, I don't know the science behind it.
What kind of squirter are you? Are you a gusher squirter or you were like a shooter? Like
I'm a shooter.
I'm like across the room.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm a shooter.
Right.
I used to do a lot of live shows with this fuck machine for Cam Soda,
right.
and that was like, that's all they wanted me for. They're like, 'cause you squirt, it'll be great, and like super fun, but you'll be fucking tired after that shit, like completely drained.
Do you remember your first time squirting? Like, I did
Hell
it.
yeah. Oh my God, it's on
Was
video.
it a dude
it's
or
on
video?
Pornhub.
All right, machine.
It's terrifying.
Oh, it's on Pornhub?
Yeah, for sure. It's like it's an erotic massage. I'm laying on a table and I'm literally getting massaged, and then somewhere around it, he breaks out a Hitachi. It's like a woman's best friend, the best vibrator in the world. If you don't know what it is, fucking
better
get
than
one.
the what is it?
The rose.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I've never used it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe the rose works.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like an erotic machine. It's erotic scene, and he's massaging me. He uses the toy on me, and then he's like fingering me and using the toy, and like I like blacked out. Like it was so crazy when I watched the video. It kind of brings you back a little, and I'm like, damn, like that was crazy.
So it wasn't intentional.
No, I didn't know it was gonna happen. Like he told me it was gonna happen, but I had no fucking idea. I was like, yeah, okay, squirt, because I think at that point I had seen like Alexis Texas squirt. Like that was like the porn that I saw before was squirting. Other than that, I wasn't really like watching it. But after I did it, I was like, this is a whole new world. I get to see my people. Like,
oh, real, there's top squirters out there. I had a female tell me that it's more of a like what she said. She was like, it's like a feeling thing. You gotta really work for that.
No,
type
you
of thing,
have
you know
to.
what I mean?
You
so
have
that's
to.
what it sounded like happened your first time where he
Hell
was like,
yeah.
he knew
Well, and especially it's your partner. If they know what they're doing, it makes it easier because then you're not like focusing on like, I need to squirt. Right. You know, they're just bringing it out of you, literally.
So like when women say there's like a pee sensation and they hold back, like what is that? Or is that how that felt for you? Like where it was like,
it is a pee sensation. I would say it's almost like, I don't know if it's the same for guys actually, so this might only apply to women. But when you like first initially start realizing what horniness is and you like feel that, like it kind of makes you tingly, you're like, whoa, like that's almost what it feels like. It's like a really, really euphoric, like deep tingling sensation. And it's like you want it to stop. It's like,
what, the tingling?
Yeah, just because it's so
scary.
Odd, and like especially if you don't like you've never squirted before, it probably feels crazy.
Right.
But as soon as you get that release, that it's like the most amazing feeling in the world. Right. So I would say, women, if you like are having a hard time getting to that point, hold on, brace yourself, and I promise you it's gonna be worth it.
Now here's another myth, stigma, whatever.
Yeah.
Not all women can squirt. Is that true? Like,
yeah, that's true. Even me, like I've had people like dudes, they're like, oh, I've seen you squirt, like you can squirt, and I'm like, yeah, I can, but like not with everybody. Like relax, like don't get too ahead of yourself because you're gonna hurt your feelings if it doesn't happen. I think it's really like how you're vibing with your partner, your mood, like, you know, like there's so many different factors in it. But I do have a couple friends who like, it doesn't matter what they're doing, they can make themselves squirt like and it's like it's impressive, but I don't know how the fuck they do that shit. Like, but it's cool.
Now coming up, right, prior porn, the videos, like, were you watching porn and shit like that?
Yeah.
So who were you watching it into? Like, she's fucking the shit.
Okay, so I really liked Nat Turner, which is why working with him was like a full circle moment for me. He's just so hot and like sexy. Jada Stevens, I thought she's so dope, and I had watched a couple interviews with her before I had started watching her porn, and so it like made me like her even more. And I love that she's so thick and natural, and she just loves like being a low ho. Like that's just her vibe. Like it's beautiful. So yeah, Jada Stevens, fucking Nat Turner, those were big ones for me. I think like the first porn I watched was literally Alexis Texas though, which is insane to think about.
Any like OGs like Diaz, fucking Cherokee?
No, I actually didn't even
Roxy
get
Reynolds,
into any of that until I got into porn. Like I missed out on some greats.
You met any of them before?
I've met some of them at like AVN.
Okay.
Yeah, like at the big adult convention and stuff.
Like in
I've gotten
Vegas
to
and
meet
shit?
some like legends, which
Word.
is like fire. But yeah, I missed out. I was so basic before porn with like what I liked and stuff
Word.
that once I got in and I got to like learn about like all these big names and stuff, it was honestly like kind of fascinating, like porn history and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
like people who made waves. Like Jada Fire.
Yeah.
Guys at my school, I remember talking about
She's a
her.
squirter, top notch
Right? Like,
squirter.
come on, y'all. Y'all know who she
My homie
is.
got a song called Jada Fire. He love her. Yeah. Shout out my guy. In the real.
So, like, getting to see her in person, I was like, holy shit. Like,
Word. Was she cool? She was cool?
I didn't actually get to meet her. She had a huge fan line.
Word.
And she was like, but I got to, like, see her in the dynamic and working with people. And I just like how she presents herself after like being such a big name and like that's a face like everyone recognizes, you know, like she's not going away anytime soon. Right. So I just thought it was so cool to like see her and like still shining, like looking bomb as fuck, like fans still love her. Like, I think that's so cool.
So how does like, when they fade away, what happens? Like, do they just right off to the sunset, or they just get over it, or honestly, is it an age thing?
Part of that, I do think the age thing, but I don't think it's like anyone coming at them like you're old. I think it's a personal thing. Okay. I think people kind of get to a point where they're like, man, I've been doing this since I was young, you know, now I got a lot of people have kids or they're married and shit, like, and I think they kind of get bored with it almost, or it's like you can only do so much, you know, you complete whatever your mind thinks your threshold for porn is, and once they hit that, it's almost like, well, now I got to get out because I can't do anything else. But I think porn is kind of like music or getting into TV. There's so many different avenues you can go into and still be involved with it. I think people kind of sell themselves short, like when they cut it off completely because they think they aged out or anything like that, for sure.
How do you see it for yourself? Do you see it more of do you have like a escape route? Like, okay, let me get to a certain point. This is going to be that. And
I did. I used to. Yeah. And I think now I've kind of settled in, like, this is my life. Like, this is my lifestyle. Like, even if I wasn't in porn, I'm still so attached to the sex industry by every little, you know, all my friends, all the little avenues that I'm doing with them. I think that I will never walk away. I think that this is just where I'm meant to be behind the camera at a certain point. Obviously, I will unfortunately not be doing like GILF porn. But GILF grandmas, I like to fuck. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with this for the long haul for sure.
That's kind of I feel like Pinky did that. She like started her own fucking company. My God, I love she got the dope shit going. You know what I mean? Like that shit's dope.
She's another one who she took a step back from porn, but like kept up like with her, you know, everyday life with her fans and shit on social media. Yeah. And now that she's like dipping her toes back in, it's actually pretty cool to see her and see like all the recognition people are giving her. Yeah. Because I think a lot of times, especially with like black performers in porn, they don't realize how influential and how important they are. And I know that might sound crazy to say like a porn star is important, but for me, like Pinky, Jada Fire, Misty Stone, like women like that, like
OG right there.
Yeah, they set a standard. No, sure. So like seeing them like thriving and people like really like telling them like, yo, I used to watch your shit. Like, I love that you're back. I love that. I think that's dope. And hopefully if I'm still around out there, I'll get that down the road too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now you got the podcast going on. Was that something like your idea, or was it just like shit, like not
it was on a whim. My producer who runs it pretty much, he's the coolest dude ever. I met him when I was 18 and immediately we clicked. He was like, you're a little hustler. I love that about you. And I just love that he does so many fucking things. He works on like 5 different shows. Like that man's a fucking hustler. So when we had to talk about doing something else other than just the modeling shit, it was kind of like a no-brainer. Yeah. Like it was gonna work out. And when Spliffs and Giggles, that's what it's called, when we kind of came up with that, really we wanted it to be based around what I do, who I am, and like what's really going on, like with all the people that I'm mingling with and shit.
Yeah.
So like the setting, we sit down, we smoke, we chop it up and shit, and it's really laid back. But I do think that a lot of people are kind of shocked because I am so wild in porn that when they get to see me in like a sit down setting, you know, I'm smoking, I'm kicking it. Like they're kind of like, what the fuck? So I think that was a little scary to come into, but once we got it, like it was fire. It's so much fun.
No, it's definitely dope. It's smart too on that aspect because you don't really see that in the porn industry. As far as like women, I don't know. I don't know nobody that's female that took the podcast route, and that means you're up ahead of the game and you're seeing where the tides is moving and where the shit's going. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
As far as guests, who's behind the guests? Who's bringing them in?
So that's a mix. Sometimes it is my personal friends, and a lot of it is just performers that I've gotten a chance to get to know over the years. But other times we have some people who are like outside of the adult industry. Like we've had a fighter before. We've had different like weed company people, some like TikTok famous people, influencers. And really a lot of that comes from reaching out. So we'll kind of throw a general message out there and kind of hope that people will bite. And other times people will hit us up, and I think that's even cooler now that we've kind of had a couple years. I think it's been like 2 years under our belt. People are more starting to reach out to us now, so I think that's dope.
That's hella dope.
Yeah.
Anybody particular on the list you haven't crossed off yet?
Oh my gosh, so many people. We're going to Vegas and LA to shoot, so we'll be in like the Mecca for porn. So we are going to be working with so many people. We have a new episode with Zoe Sin that's dropping soon. She is amazing. Titties on 10. Love her. Oh my God. She's gorgeous. But then we have a lot of people in like Vegas that are going to be coming through. So I believe, oh gosh, her name's so bratty. Oh, Anna Fox. Jesus, that's what it is. Anna Fox. She is like the most notable Black performer in porn and the dopest person ever. Oh my God. So we got her. We got Jenna Fox coming. They're not related, just similar last names. Adelia, what is the deal? She's coming. We got some teacher who was involved in a sex scandal because she got an OF. We got her on, Courtney Tilia. Like, we've had some pretty cool people, but I do think that this next wave of performers is going to be fucking wild.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's been going on, like keeping up with like Adam 22, Leonard the Plug?
Ooh, yeah. I think that shit is so funny. I mean, like I said, I'm poly, so I don't give a fuck about any of that. But I do think it says something about someone when they publicly say, as Adam did, that if she ever did that, you know, I'd kill her. I wouldn't want to be with her. Like, he said a lot of different things along that line. But when it came down to it, look what that money make a bitch do. Yeah. Like,
you think it's money or you think it's love?
Hell
do you think it's love?
Money.
Like, I love you, baby.
Oh, no.
Sure,
it's
you
money.
can have
it's
it.
money.
Yeah, okay.
Because exactly what's happening now, they're trolling. He's feeding into it. And it's smart. It's a smart business move. But I do think it takes a certain type of person to be able to swallow that. Because there's no way you're getting on your phone and you're catching a break over this past.
No, hell no. They're
like
sending them memes. They're not gonna give them a break forever. Never.
But that's his fault. He was saying certain shit in interviews and stuff, and then when it came down to it, he switched up. And it's like you're all able to like change your mind. That's fine. But I think when you're in such a high position as he is, and you're talking on your podcast and you're talking about your porn star wife, and you're like, she's never gonna fuck another dude. That's kind of your own fault, buddy. If she fucks another dude and people are coming at you, like,
and he was black,
take that shit to the chin. Yep. And she got like the coolest dude ever. Jason's fire. He's literally a top porn star internationally. Like, I guess they picked a great one.
You ever work with Jason?
I haven't, but Jason he was at least contracted through Vixen. Okay. So he was exclusively shooting with them for a couple of years, I believe. And I've never shot with Vixen because I've spoken out publicly against Blacked. So I don't think they're the biggest fans of me.
Can you see yourself on Plug Talk? Like, if they were to reach, you be down?
Ooh, no. I do not want to fuck Adam. I would fuck his wife. If I could cuck him and he could like watch, that would be dope. Like I'm Black too, dude. Like, well, I'll cuck her. But other than that, nah. Something about him is just like, I'm off that. Like,
okay. Hell yeah.
No.
No, I was about to say, damn, I just had a question. I just fucking lost it, but we're going to continue that.
It's the cuck. It got you.
Okay. Would any of your dudes would they be down for that? Like, okay, well, of course they are because it's poly.
Yeah.
But so, like, if you were to be like, it's my birthday and I want both of you guys at the same time.
No.
They both would be like,
absolutely not. Oh my god, I wish. I think that'd be dope.
They'll never meet like, hi, I'm Jake. I'm fucking Paul.
Right, literally, cool. They're like, oh, I know who you are. Like, let's do this.
Right.
Like, that honestly, that's like a dream. That is literally my dream. If I could have two dudes just be like cool and share me, I would be living. And then I could watch them fuck someone else. I don't give a fuck.
You don't care?
Just let me fuck someone with you. Like, that's all I want.
Have you brought this up? Like, what is the convo like?
All the time.
Both of them are like
all the time.
No.
Yeah, they both know that I am like, I'm just so open sexually. So. Yeah. Usually when I first start fucking with someone, one of the first things I talk about is like, by the way, I'm bi. So like, how do you feel about if I were to like hook up with a woman? Because I feel like a lot of men are more lenient about that. Yeah. So I open with that. And then from there, I'll be like, okay, then what about a threesome? How do we feel about that? And then from there, we can get a little more wild. Usually it stops at around like, oh, do you want to do anything in public? Do you want to, like something sneaky? And then they halt it and they're like, wait a minute, like we gotta draw the line somewhere.
Public how? Like with just you?
Yeah, I've had a lot of like public encounters. I'm in threesomes. I call myself a threesome queen. I think threesomes are so fun. I love giving pleasure to people. But usually it's a girl and a guy. Okay. So like that's cool because we can both kind of worship the guy. But I think it would be dope to have two dudes just worship me and like my holes.
Has that happened yet or so far?
In real life, no, actually. No, what? That's fucked up. No. That's really fucked up. No.
So what if you plotted like some type of devious,
like
crazy
a setup,
and then put them in a scenario? Do you really think they'll react crazily, or would they be like, you know what, we love her, right?
Yeah, it won't work with my boyfriend, right. But I could definitely set up two dudes to do that. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I am gonna do that. That's I'll report back and let you know how it goes. Oh my god. No, that's genius because I think unless like you're dating one of the people and you're bringing another guy in, then that might work. But I think something about having two separate relationships that like it throws off like the balance a little for sure.
So let's say you wanted a third. How would this work? How do you bring forth a third?
A girl or a guy?
A dude. Let's just say, because it's two dudes, right? At this point? Okay, so let's just say a dude. Wait. Let's start here. Dude 1 and dude 2, are they black, white, what are they?
Preferably, yes.
No, what are your current
status? Puerto Rican and Jewish. Well, Puerto Rican and black, but Puerto Rican and Jewish.
So kind of like one black, one white?
Yeah.
Or
like a mixed and a white.
Okay, so like if you were just like, I want one more just full-blown chocolate to these guys, and then how would they feel? Like, what are they with it? Like, what do you mean? Or is it, how's the talk go? Like, what does he have to bring forth? Is it one of those things? I know in poly with a dude, it's like, she can speak Puerto Rican, so she can teach the kids.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring forth the different shits. You feel me? So what is it like as a female having those talks? You know
what? It's actually kind of hard. Because I think as a man, you guys don't get told as often that like women aren't satisfied.
You say aren't satisfied?
Yeah, okay. Like I don't think women are telling 100% of the dudes that they're fucking like you ain't hitting that shit right. It's it's like 30% maybe. So I think that
damn 30.
That's what would be like assumed. Like I think if I brought that up, even like my dudes are cool, but I think if I brought it up, it would almost be like, are you not good? Like, do you need something? Especially because I do porn and I do all this other shit. I think it would kind of be like, is there a line? Like, do you stop or are you just wild? And I am just wild. I would never stop. But I do respect the people that I'm with and, like, the boundaries. So I would play it very carefully if I did try it.
So, like, if you were to fall for a guy right now, new dude, That's what I'm pretty much saying. Like, how would that be presented to them?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh, shit. It would not be good. It would not be good. Just because I do feel like I'm a little full right now. My hands are a little full. So I think if I did have someone else, it would kind of like deter my attention away from everyone else. So a jealousy aspect, I think, would definitely come up. So if I were trying to do that, maybe I would initiate it like, oh, this is someone I like hanging out with. You know, we're cool. We're just enjoying each other's company. And then work it from there. I definitely wouldn't start with like, damn, I think this nigga's fine. I'm trying to fuck. Like, that'll fuck up my whole plan.
or let's say you happen to just hit it off, and then you got to come clean. Like, is it still crazy, or is it just like, oh, well, you know, is he somebody, or is it just a fling? You know what I mean? One of those type of things. I think
because I am so like flighty, they would more so expect it to just be like, oh, she just wanted to fuck somebody, you know? I think if I was like, oh, I really like someone, it would stir the pot for sure. Right. Yeah.
Now working, right? Let's say you're just done the scene, going home to do the one. Yeah. Like, how soon is kissing and shit like that? It's like, hold on, let me get right. Ooh. Let me hop in the shower, do my thing, and whoop. And is it days? Is he just weird for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, he unwinds a little bit? How does it go?
So I've never had any of my partners express that like they don't want to like be intimate or anything like that after work. But I feel like I'm hyper aware of it. Like, I'm, like, extra careful about what I'm doing, you know, just because I want to respect, like, their boundaries and their space. And they might be cool with me doing porn, but that doesn't mean they want me to come home with, like, cum all over my face or something, you know? So I think that usually when I get home, I'm, like, real quick to, like, I shower. It's kind of like if you're cheating, like, you run up and go shower. And, like, I'll change. I'll get into, like, home mode, you know, kind of decompress from the day. And then it really just turns on. But I have had my partner, like, come home when I'm walking in from, like, work, and I look like a complete hoe. You know, my makeup's, like, crazy. I'm dressed crazy. And he's just like, damn. And he'll, like, kiss me, and I'm like, whoa. Like, but, you know, I'm like, whatever. And to be fair, if he's kissing me, it's like, he's already committed to it, you know? Like, what's the difference?
So what's it like for them? If they were to, hey, babe, I had a random fling today. No biggie, right?
See, I'm not like the jealous type. I don't like shit being hidden from me, obviously. But other than that, like, I'm not tripping. Right. Like, I'm really not. As long as it's not like you told me like 4 days later because you were scared, that I would have a problem with. But if you were like, hey, I went out with the bros last night. I met this fine ass bitch, blah, blah. I'd be like, you used a condom? Yep, cool. I hope that shit was tight. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, have fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
And then, safe sex practice and all that. Major, of course, and the thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, dope.
Well, but part of that is because for my job, obviously, I have to get tested and stuff. And so my partners
Are you on him more? Because you got to get tested more. So it's like, you're not really, or he's not in the industry like that, but like. Yeah. You still got to keep up with me as far as
yes, exactly. Okay. And so, especially if anything happens, if I'm like out of town or something, you know, or if they want to fuck around, like that's fine, but you have to get tested because I genuinely like will not have sex with you until like there's assurance about it. Just because that's honestly, I feel like would be one of the most embarrassing things in sex work. It should be normal, you know, to be able to tell your coworkers, hey, like I got something, I might have given it to you, but because of, you know, the stigma of STDs and stuff, no one wants to do that.
Have you ever been faced with one of those scenarios?
I had a scare and I was so mad. So I had a foursome with the sugar daddy and two other girls.
I'll be stroking.
Yeah. Okay. And so we're all on the bed, and the order went this one girl, me, the other girl, right? So he fucked her, stops. Fucks me, stops. Fucks this girl, stops. Fucks her, fucks me, fucks her. And that went on maybe for about an hour. The next day, like everything's fine the next day. we are heading out to lunch, me and the girls, and one of them gets a phone call. And you only get phone calls from our testing facility if something bad has occurred.
Oh, shit.
AKA, you got something, bitch. So we had all been tested the morning before we saw the sugar daddy. Saw the sugar daddy that night, the day after her results, which she told us she already got and we trusted. So we were like, yeah, bitch, you got your results. We all got ours.
Yeah.
Why would she lie about getting hers? That fucking bitch. And so she gets the call. I'm sitting in the front seat, and immediately I hear what she's saying. She's like, what do you mean? No, that's not possible. And I snap my head back, and I'm like, what do you have? What do you have? I've been in for 5 years. There's no way I got something from your ass. Like, come on now. And so instead of going to lunch, we all went back to the testing place. All of us had to get retested to just see if we have it because there's an incubation period with a lot of STDs.
Yeah,
so you could end up having to wait. So that's what they make you do. They make you retest immediately. Some people will take pills or they'll just wait the week. And then if they still don't have it, they'll get back to work. So we test again. And we have to wait a day. I'm fuming. You know, I'm coming at this bitch. I'm like furious. Yeah. And we get our results back, and both of them have it, and I am the only one who didn't get anything. By the grace of God. Right. I don't know how like that worked because he literally was fucking all of us in an order. Word. But I was the only one who didn't get it, and I was like, wow. Word. Wow. Like, very lucky. So, yeah. Now I don't fuck sugar daddies with a bunch of other girls anymore.
Damn. So would you say is a sugar daddy a stigma now, or is it just
Well, it's not even the sugar daddies. It's sugar daddies, especially in, like, Miami. They want to fuck, like, 5 to 10 girls. And, like, that's fine. I love group sex. But also,
Viagra
like,
season.
Yeah. Like, I'm not, you ain't about to get me caught up. Like, I don't love pussy that much. Like,
you had any preggy scares? Like,
ooh, no, not seriously. Not where, like, I got pregnant or, like, I thought I was pregnant. But I had one day I couldn't smoke weed. And I had heard from a couple of girls in porn that, like, smoking weed, when that's how they knew they were pregnant. Like, it made them, like, violently sick and shit. So I had it in my head. Like, I'm like, oh, my God, I'm pregnant. Took a test. I wasn't. Everyone thought I was fucking crazy because I was, like, losing my mind. But so after, like, a week, I was good.
Is it common to be on birth control, or is it just, like, that might throw different things off?
Honestly,
so it's like everybody's natural.
I know more people who are not on anything than people who are, like, actually on. And it kind of seems silly, but with all the enhancements and stuff that a lot of the males take, I know everyone's like, there's pre-cum, you can get pregnant off that. That's true, science. But also, without them ejaculating, like really ejaculating, the chances of you getting pregnant on set are very small, I'd say. I think I know maybe one person, and that was more so her extracurricular activities with our coworkers than, like, actually being on set.
You ever fell in love, like, on set, like, or like got caught feelings type shit, like, damn,
Nat
this nigga
Turner.
just
I told
fucked
him
me
I
crazy.
loved him. He was amazing. Oh my God, he was so fine, and he was, like, the first, like, I guess, like, really big and, like, built black dude that I got to work with in porn. So I was like, hello. Like, oh my God, he's so fine. And he's an OG, so it was like he knew what he was doing. I didn't really have to try anything, and that was, like, a scene I could actually, like, enjoy it instead of having to be, like, hella extra. So I think that's part of the reason I kind of fell in love.
How much of it would you say is, like, fake? I'm just doing my job. I'm here at work, whatever.
Oh, no.
Versus, like, I'm fucking with this shit, like, you know?
Man, I would say 70-30. Like, 70 great, 30 you're just holding on for dear life, praying it goes well.
Not bad odds. Not bad odds.
I think, again, part of it, I think, is new people who don't really know what their vibe is, you know, what they're trying to put off. That can kind of throw a scene, or even someone who's a little too full of themselves.
Too cocky.
Like people who think that they're too pretty to do certain shit, or they're too popular to do certain shit. I think that really throws a scene for sure. So that can, like, completely fuck up the energy. And once it's fucked up, unfortunately, like, it's just bad.
Does a lot of shit get scrapped? Like, scenes get scrapped? Like, we're not fucking putting this shit out.
I think I've had one scene I know for sure that got scrapped. It It was a scene I did with Johnny Sins, but I had been like very sick that day. And so you would never know in the video, but we were cutting every couple of minutes because I was like actually sick. So that one got scrapped. But I would say not a lot of them do.
Yeah.
I have heard of more recently companies reshooting something and just replacing, whatever the problem was. But other than that, no, because so much money goes into it.
Yeah.
You're paying for location, the cameramen, the editors, the performers. And I would say if they are scrapping scenes, that's probably a sign that you will not be working with that company again, just because that's a huge loss just completely.
Hey, damn.
Yeah.
Now, who's controlling, like, okay, it's thick season, we want ass.
Yeah.
Versus it's petite season, we want skinny. Versus we want Ebony's in. Versus we want. It seems like there's seasons and shit that change and switch in the porn industry. Yeah. Who the fuck is that guy? Because he needs to be fired. Like, niggas want the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't too complicated. We want the shit.
Yes.
So I feel like whoever's behind the shit is overthinking this shit way too much, bro. Like,
they
bro,
bring people on who are like, I'm going to vamp up this company. I'm going to make it poppin'. It's going to be the new vibe. And it's like, that's okay. But there's a certain reason certain sites have been doing so well because they just, that's what people want to see. There's a reason Bang Bus was on for so long. You just want to see hoes get fucked on a bus. Like, that's beautiful. Yeah. And so I think that, a lot of people, they think that they're a lot more creative and a lot more talented than they are. And it ends up fucking up the whole concept sometimes for sites, for sure.
Now, do you think OnlyFans is like fucking shit up or in a sense?
Hell yeah. And in the best way. I love OnlyFans. I'm on there. But as a mainstream performer, first off, I think that OnlyFans was great for performers who were kind of struggling and doing mainstream and maybe couldn't find their niche or just couldn't hit it off with a company or whatever. I think that OnlyFans gave them a platform to showcase themselves. But I also think that it undercut a lot of the top performers because they aren't getting as much money to like be shooting for studios anymore. Studios aren't bringing in as much money as they used to, and then they're not having as many fans on there. Like, the decline in people signing up for studio sites is insane, but you don't really need to. If you got a favorite porn star, you can go to her directly, So I think OnlyFans is great for the performer for sure, but horrible for like companies and porn in general, honestly, as a whole.
Which leads me to my next question. Is the industry paying attention to AI, and do they think AI will take over porn? Because really, this is where it's about to get. It's already here. You know what I mean? So like, absolutely. Now your fantasy can get fulfilled. You can damn near type Beyonce, and it's gonna morph her to like some shit, and you're watching like, oh shit, what the just like how they got the voices and they got different people singing different shit. I'm sure they got the dark shit to where it's like porn.
Because everyone's like very upset about AI, and I get it. I totally get it. But I also think people aren't really looking into like the undertones of AI. It's like, yes, AI is taking your individuality and literally they can do whatever they want with it. But if you're on Instagram, if you're on Snapchat, if you're on Facebook, have you looked into the, like the agreements that you're making by signing up with these sites? Because a lot of them, they own the content you're putting on there. Maybe not like Facebook right now, especially with their privacy shit that they got going on. But a lot of those big companies, TikTok, like, they already got your info. They got your pictures. They got videos of you doing all types of shit. So I do find it kind of ironic that people are so freaked out over AI, but so easily like jumping into any other form of like social media and stuff because it's them doing it firsthand. I don't agree with, however, I have been seeing with like the gamers and stuff and, people who would never consent to having their bodies showcased naked or them doing inappropriate stuff. I think that's fucked up because there is a line between what you can do and it's cool and what you should do because it's right. And I think everyone gets a little carried away with that shit.
But do you see yourself like shit.
Oh, like
I gotta
conforming
up
to
some
it?
shit because
You know
this AI
what?
shit is fucking going fast towards like.
Yeah.
I say about 2 years.
I
That
think
what
so.
I just
Oh,
was
yeah,
talking about.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And even then, it really started with all the VR shit. I think
No,
everyone,
yeah.
like,
You ever did a VR scene?
yeah, I
Word.
love, oh my God, yeah, I've done some VR stuff. I think VR stuff is so cool,
It is
but I
dope.
think that's like another layer of it.
For
It's
sure.
like you're not okay with AI, but you did VR, and it's like, what do you think they're doing with all the backgrounds
Yeah.
in VR? It's AI shit. Like, so I do think that it's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
But I wish there was like a way to regulate it. Like if you could regulate it, I
Yeah.
think that would be awesome because we're not stopping it,
Yeah.
and it really will be beneficial to a lot of people if we're using it for the right reasons, I think.
You ready for that call where it's like, Adriana?
Hell yeah. Can we use your likeness to,
Yeah.
hell yeah,
Just
write
sign
me a
here.
fucking check. Yeah.
We got 50 M's for you.
Literally, I'm like, perfect, dude. I've already
over
gotten
with.
fucked in the ass on the internet. Like, my likeness it's squandered. Like, take it.
Oh,
Like, please.
shit.
Like,
Yeah. You big on you watch Black Mirror?
I don't. I'm a big weenie. So I'm like suspenseful stuff that has that like kind of.
What are you scared? What the fuck?
I am. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of
this
shit.
Some real shit.
Oh,
So it
man.
relates. The new season relates to what the fuck we were just talking about. So there's an actor,
Ooh.
and it's like exactly what we're talking about. It's not
Yeah.
porn though, but it's just saying, it's letting you know like that shit is coming to where
Damn.
different people. The actor signed her shit away, and then now they're in this thing, and it's like. Yeah, you gotta watch it. I don't want to.
You know what?
Too much.
I think I'm going to. I think.
But
you
it's
just
crazy.
go.
Like, what the fuck? But that shit is on the
Yeah.
once Black Mirror. It's a mirror. It's reflecting real life. So that's
Hell
the whole
yeah.
shit about it. So it's like, oh shit, this shit's about to be crazy. You know what I mean?
I think it's just we've always talked about as like a society. Everyone wants all this advancement in technology. Yeah. We want all this. We want flying cars. We want this. We want that. These are the steps that to be taken to get there, and it's gonna be a real rocky road. But if you want your fucking flying car, bitch, you might have to sign up for AI and like rock with it. Let them, do their thing.
So, all this sex world shit, right?
Yeah.
How big are you on religion and spirituality? Because sex is to me, fucking very energetic.
Yes.
Exchange.
Yes. Absolutely.
So where's your stance on sex being? Have you ever heard the term shibari? No, not bi, but she carries spirits or she moves spirit or something like that, or that term to where a female does a lot of sex and she just lets anybody enter, and that's
I got you.
You don't know where this dude's been doing, what he's doing, and then all these spirits or whatever energies enter you. So you're passing along the spirits when rocking with this individual woman. Like, what is your take on all that? And then where you at with it with spirituality? And
I do think that that's real. I think part of it is people's susceptibleness to things. So your secureness and like your beliefs and your foundation, I think plays a huge part in that, because if you don't even really know who you are, what you stand for, I think it becomes easier to open yourself up to things. And then once you reflect back, you're like, oh, fuck, I didn't like that. So I think, unfortunately, with sex work, it is a huge exchange of like energy and just everything. Like, you're letting someone into your personal space, you're getting intimate with them. And a lot of people might not save that just for marriage, but you can't knock the fact that like, that's an intimate time. You're not doing it with 100% of the people. You're picking someone, to do that. And there's a reason you pick them. So I do think that it gets a little tricky with like shooting a lot. I think a lot of girls, especially, maybe not guys, but I think girls especially, they might get a little overwhelmed when you have so many people that are touching you and gawking at you and stuff. And if you're not secure and sure and like assertive about like who you are and like what you want, I think that you can get lost.
Now the glasses then came off. That means it's about to get real.
Yeah.
Booty eating, man butt.
Oh God.
Where do you stand when eating man booty?
Okay.
Sukiano got the song.
So
eating nigga ass.
Yeah, I'm eating a nigga ass. I'll do it, but I'll do it. But I will say eating a man's ass is riskier than a woman's. And it's so risky. And I'm a very expressive person.
You'll tell them, like, hey, some crumbs in there.
Something's off. Like, and on top of that, I'm not about to be licking your dirty butthole. Like, you better have that shit scrubbed and pristine because I'm not giving you no dirty booty hole or dirty coochie, buddy. Like, ain't no way. So I think that if you want to have your ass eaten, if you want to try it, if you think your girl likes it, if you, like, whatever, clean yourself. Just have really good hygiene. Yeah. But, yeah, I will say the man ass is so risky. And I oh my God, it's so daunting because every time I get asked it on camera, I know I get the same face. I'm like, okay.
Have you had any booty eating horror stories where it came to man ass? Like,
There was a time, oh no, I was on set for Reality Kings and I was working with someone I work with a lot for them and they wanted me to do rimming in the scene. And I was like, I'm down. I've worked with this guy before, whatever. But then we were doing something in the scene, and I think he was holding me, like, upside down. So it was, like, 69, but we were standing. Or he was standing. And I'm just sucking his dick. And I was like, we got to stop this really quick. Like, it's not your dick, but it's really close to your dick, and that's not a good sign, dude. And so, like, that sucked because I had to stop the scene. Yeah. But we have, like, liaisons on set, thank God. So if anything happens, you can kind of use them as your middleman. Okay. So luckily, she, like, pretty much told him he needed to shower and stuff, and so he did. But also, I just, oh God, like, why would you come to set if you got a sweaty butt or something and you're funky? Like, that's just not right. It's just not cool.
I kind of assume, like, there's sniffers on deck to where they go, nah, he's not ready yet. Give him 5.
Is afoot. Honestly, I'd say the named sniffers are the people who do your ID paperwork and stuff. Right. Because usually you'll either have on like your scene outfit or your little skimpy outfit, you know, stuff's hanging out. So they'll know. Okay. So I feel like they're the unofficial, they're the unofficial sniffers.
You're not right yet. Go get it right. Okay, we're going to end on this note. Boom. So I had a female on the show. We were talking about eating booty and shit. So she was more so like... It was more so a thing like victim. I want to feed me again type of thing because she felt empowered over these niggas, right? So like, I asked her, like, how do you feel afterwards? Like she was like, I feel like they were just like little bitches, like to me, like word. I'm like word. So when you eating man's ass, is it the same feeling where you feel like you little bitch? You know what I'm saying? You let me eat your ass. Like, is it a hunt for you? Vampires.
I'm so vampires. Sorry to the guys whose ass I've eaten. I'm so sorry. You're all great men and I love you. But something about a guy grabbing, you know where I'm going with this, grabbing the back of their legs, or like, this is worse. If you're a dude and you're about to have a girl eat your ass and you're like sitting on the bed and you grab your ankles, I'm out of there, buddy. Whoa. I don't know what the fuck you got planned, but I'm not doing it. Like, oh man. So yeah, I don't think they're like bitches, but I do. If you're grabbing any part of your leg to cock back, like other than just swinging your legs up, something about that to me, like a dude just holding his legs up, that's a little bitchy to me. Sure.
She said the exact same thing. She was like, she stopped and she said the nigga was just
they like brought their legs up and it's like, wait a minute, like that's
and then that's what she realized. I'm in some shit right now.
Oh no, and you are in power when guys realize, and I don't know why. Maybe you guys don't get your ass eaten, you know? Like, maybe you do find that one girl who's, like, a perfect girl, and you're like, yeah, she'll be the one to try it. But for some reason, every time you guys love it, and then you won't leave us alone. And it's like, now, wait a minute, buddy. We ain't going to be doing this every day.
She said the same shit. They recommend it now.
Yes.
And then they recommend it in weird ways. So I'm like, how do they recommend it? What do they say? She's like, they're like, you know, do that one thing.
I have... One of my old fuck buddies, how he says it is he's like, you just do it better than anyone else. Like you, and I'm like, well, it's just eating your ass and like stroking your dick. So I feel like anyone could do that.
Hell nah. That's funny as shit. Yeah. Well, we had some great freaky deaky stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adriana, any shout outs or future projects coming where people can look out what's going on and let them know what's up.
I do want to give a shout out to Spliffs and Giggles. That's my podcast. We do have a lot of the biggest adult stars coming on. We have some new episodes that are coming out. So check us out, guys. And of course, check out my porn.
Hell yeah, GTKE. Yeah. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for
coming, for
me.
real. You know what I'm saying? This is real shit. This is our first porn star, guys. Do you know who Summer Bailey is?
I know of her. I haven't had a chance to meet her in person, unfortunately.
So before we were in talks with her, and it was like, just, but we just lost communication type thing. So you are our first.
Yay.
Dope.
Well, hopefully you'll get her too. I'm sure once they see you're cool with us, more will be flocking.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
GTKE, man, we signing out this bitch. Peace. We gone.